Sarah Winchester's mind is as chaotic as the house itself. We're worried about her sanity, Dr. Price.
Mrs. Winchester, it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
The project actually started about 11 years ago. We were ultimately looking for a project here at IDW that was in the actual supernatural thriller space. So coming from Santa Clara University, where I graduated, one of the most famous houses around was the Winchester Mystery House. And it was such an iconic world brand, we thought to start there about acquiring the rights. Little did we know, we were in the mix among many, many directors and producers who were actually trying to acquire the rights at the same time. Everyone from Stephen King, who ultimately made Rose Red about the Winchester House, all the way to Bryan Singer, who were seeking to make that his next project. So that happened about 11 years ago. We ultimately met with the Winchester board and they agreed to sign with our team because we ultimately approached them about ultimately a franchise to build the house around, new websites, new tours, and a feature film. So we were lucky enough that they selected us, and here we are today.
Do you believe in ghosts, Dr. Price?
I do not believe in anything I cannot see or study.
I feel their presence. In the air, in the walls. It has found us.
We stumbled upon the Spirig brothers, who were coming off of Predestination and Daybreakers, and they wanted their own take of a script that we ultimately had developed. So they wanted to go and redevelop it. And that ended a long development period for one writer and started with them as writers of their new Winchester movie and their new Winchester take. So quickly it adds up to 11 years very fast, and then signing with wonderful studios like Hammer Films and then CBS Films. So everyone in the process of this long drawn out series has ultimately come to be a part of it, to get an actual iconic group like the Spirig brothers and Tim McGann and ultimately Helen Mirren to find that right package to go out to market.
We lock them away. 13 nails seals them in. I will do whatever it takes to protect my family.
I think what I want audiences to take away from the story is that Sarah Winchester was an absolute genius inventor and designer. You know, I mean, she gets a lot of flack for ultimately being this crazy hermit that built this house for 38 years. But if you look at her track record, yes, she did build a house with all these unbelievably peculiar inventions of doors to nowheres and staircases, you know, that go up to ceilings. But if you look at what she's done, she's created locks on windows. She's ultimately created a wash basin that had an actual patent, you know, back then, to be able to do your own laundry. She had car washes and fruit drying sheds and intercom systems and showers and, I mean, ultimately elevators and wells for irrigation. So she was so brilliant, and every single night she was having those seances, she was drawing up plans for the next day for John Hanson to go and build these wonderful devices. And I think she just gets remembered a little too much as being the woman who speaks to spirits every night in her seances, and those inventions get overlooked. So I think it really gives that credit to her as being one of the first, you know, female inventors out there on the West Coast. And I hope that gets really, you know, kind of, you know, shown to the public, and people continue to research her story.
Our light and dewdrops are waiting for thee.